he brings us into more and more pressure, and he wants to test our lives. He wants to know, can we stand the test of time? So to make sure that he can give us even more responsibility, he tests us. Are y'all with me? You know, there's some folks in church, they think they're ready. They get saved or whatever, they've been doing something, they think they're ready. I'm ready to step in, but everybody ain't ready. Help me, Holy Ghost. I know y'all don't have that here at Star, but everybody, you can't put everybody in place just because they want to be there, or just because you say they look like they something. Can I get a witness? But the question you must ask is, have they stood the test of time? Because when God tests you, he's testing you for a reason. Are y'all with me here? I said God is testing you for a reason. That's why I can shout through some of my trials, because I know that God is about to do something that I can't even explain. And I might not look good now, but I can guarantee you that when I come forth, I'm going to come forth like. My brothers, sisters, this process helps us see where we are in our maturity and determines our level of future responsibility. And my question tonight is, are you a product that can withstand the product test? Will you perform as your maker designed you, no matter what the outside pressures might be? But my brother, don't know that you cannot perform well unless you are continually in relationship with and obedient to the one who made you. Do I have some witnesses here? I wish maybe I need to help somebody. You know, I drive a Ford Expedition, and when it breaks down, I don't trust anybody but Ford. Are y'all with me here? I don't want nobody messing it up. The gas is too high for anybody to be messing it up. And there's some things that you buy that you're not going to send to anybody but the maker. They made it, they know about it, they designed it, they created it, they know the ins and the outs about it. And I just want to say to somebody tonight that if you're going to make it through the test of time, you've got to have a relationship with your maker. You've got to know him for yourself. It ain't good enough that mama and grandmama knew him, but do you? Can I get a witness here? I'm almost through, y'all. Have you ever noticed in life, because there's some folks that think, have you ever noticed in life that a good start isn't always good enough? Now, there's nothing wrong with a good start, mind you, but it is often not enough to get us to the finish line or to the winner's circle. If you don't believe me, somebody can ask the Atlanta Braves, who won the first two games of the 1996 World Series against the Yankees in New York. Y'all remember that? I believe the score was 12-1 and 6-0. And they were pretty excited about their start. But winning those two games gave little comfort as they watched their opponent hold that trophy 4 games later. If you don't believe me, you can ask the 1969 Baltimore Orioles, who dominated the majors that year. They won 109 games, more than any other team, and the opponent in the World Series were the New York Mets. Everyone expected the Orioles to win easily, and then when they won the first game, it seemed as though they had it in the bag. But in just 4 more games, it would all be over, and the New York Mets would be the ones winning the World Series game. In 1969, the Orioles and all of Baltimore were convinced of the truth that a good start isn't enough. I got one more example. I grew up in Buffalo, New York. One of my favorite teams was the Buffalo Bills. Anybody know about the Buffalo Bills? Don't y'all laugh too hard. The Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl 4. Y'all ain't never felt hurt like that. I wish I had a witness here. They in the fourth Super Bowl led the Dallas Cowboys going into halftime. But as good as the first half was, the Bills will be the first to tell you that at the end of the contest, when the Dallas Cowboys were the ones holding the trophy, that a good start is not enough. Can I get a witness here? And I think we have all experienced the reality of this truth in our own everyday lives. Perhaps we start out on a real good course. Some of us, we start on a new diet. Some of us on a new exercise program. Or we start a project around the house, a class in school, a job in the church, or paying off some bills. And I mean, we are out of that starting gate like a hungry greyhound chasing a rabbit. But as time passes and the diet ends and the exercise stops, we fail the class, the job doesn't get done, and the bills are still where we left them. You understand that nothing is wrong with a good start. It's just not good enough. It depends if you can stand the test of time. So let me look at this. Let me look at this parable, and I'm going to let you go, because the Bible talks about this parable, and it says here, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Now, we understand that this man, we can compare God to the master in this parable. Are y'all with me still? Because you do know that God owns everything in the world. Can I get a witness here? Now, I need to say, God owns everything. You don't own anything. None belongs to you. Can I say that again? Your house really is not yours. Your car really is not yours. Can I get some witnesses here? I tell you, even your life is really not yours. Your mind is not. Everything belongs to God. You don't believe me? Go out to the cemetery. Because there's some folks that thought that they could take what they had with them. But there's nobody in there buried in their Mercedes-Benz. Can I get a witness? There's no one buried in their mansion, because what you have is entrusted to you. It's on loan to you from God. Do I have some witnesses here? And my brothers and sisters, God entrusts his servants, his believers, with the responsibility of managing his resources for him. God sovereignly, he decides what resources he will place in the hands of each of his servants. He decides which one and how many each of us will have. You understand? God decides which one. You understand? What you have is what you have, because that's what God desires for what you to have. I ain't got time to be jealous over somebody and what they got. I'm too busy thanking God for what I have. It may not be what they have. Matter of fact, you may not consider it to be very much, but I thank God that is mine. Can I get a witness? He did say, be faithful over a few things, and I will make you what? Ruler over many. Didn't he say that? And the problem with some of us is we're not satisfied with what we got. And then we expect God to bless us with stuff that we can't even handle.